Hey guys, welcome to another class of the Comic Book University. This is Professor Bill, or at least this is my hand. What I'm going to do now is a bit of an unboxing. If you couldn't tell by the description, I went out to Toys R Us today, and lo and behold, look what I found in my local store, and on sale. Can't argue with on sale. These are usually $30 Canadian, and they were 25% off, so I got them for $22 Canadian. Now, even if it was 22 American, I'd jump on it, right? But rather, this is about the equivalent of $17 American. So I absolutely could not resist. I had to jump onto this, and I already started opening my Rogue and my Kitty Pryde, as you can see, and all of a sudden I remembered, wait a second, I've got a comic book channel. I should probably be doing an unboxing. And I got to give props to my buddy Ahmed. He did tell me I should do some unboxing. So Ahmed, thanks for the advice there, buddy. So as you can see, already opened Kitty Pryde and Rogue. I'm going to start with Rogue, mostly because I opened her first. But this is a beautiful piece. I found her first, and I actually thought she was the only one because it was next to all the other stuff. But you guys know how I collect toys. You can see them behind me in so many of my videos on both walls that I got set up. And this, I saw Rogue, and literally I said, you know what, I'm getting it. And I thought that she was the only one there. I didn't know if any of the other characters were there in the series. I said, I'm getting this one regardless. And I picked her up, and then behind me I saw the actual wall where some of the other toys were. I'm gonna tell you straight up, you can see first off back here all the characters that they're supposed to be. I was not able to get number 1 or number 7. So Wolverine and Cable, they simply were not at the store. You figured they would sell out quick. And the variant one, I imagine that either Deadpool is by himself, or maybe he comes as a replacement for Cable, which would be silly because we're going to be getting Deadpool anyway, right? But I could not find either of these three, Wolverine, Cable, or Deadpool. So maybe I'll be ordering them online. It is what it is. I asked them to check in the back like everybody always does, and just like they always say, sorry, they're not here. But I found Rogue, and oh my god, grabbed her immediately. Now you can see that the little rings around her legs move. That's a cool, nifty little feature. Not completely sure why. And these leggings actually move. Just, you know, the little cuffs on the top, which I guess it's cool to cover up some of her divots there. Maybe down here I can cover up this one. It's cool. I'm not going to complain. I would rather them actually be stationary though. I don't see the purpose, but whatever. I guess, you know, like that, it's not a bad deal. Looks good. Either way, just such an absolutely gorgeous character. Look at the design in her hair. Honestly, even the Scarlet Witch. She's not actually playing with her down there. That's cute. Oh, she's got her little numbers down there. But even with the Scarlet Witch character, I mean, just with the ribbons that are loose, I haven't seen a character like this in a while. And I love that the belt is loose because if you remember from the 90s X-Men cartoon, the belt was loose like that, and it was just perfect. And that's just great. It's got the X jacket. Absolutely love it, and it stands up pretty well. No point in it though, because I mean, at the end of the day, I'm probably gonna use more fishing line like I've been doing, and make her fly. Also, she comes with an additional right hand, not another left, just another right. So clearly here, you can remove this gloved hand and put the ungloved hand. And I think most of us know Rogue's power. If you touch her, usually she'll kiss you, but if she touches you with her skin to your skin, you will be losing probably your consciousness, but any of your powers, and even if you don't have powers, your memories, your skills, you'll be losing them for a little while. She'll be gaining them for approximately 10 minutes, depending on the duration that she touches you, and she will be stealing those abilities. She'll have read your mind and your thoughts, all that good stuff, because your thoughts are her thoughts. It's like a mind meld, just a little bit more dangerous. That is gorgeous. I do believe I shall be keeping this hand on her, and when I have her flying, probably gonna have one of these, turn her a little bit, put her legs back. You'll eventually see on my wall. But yeah, this is an absolutely amazing character. And let me see which Juggernaut body, because this is a BAF, it's a Build-A-Figure. And it looks like number 5, so you guys will probably see faster than me looking through this camera. Okay, so his left leg. So this leg over here is what came with her. So she came with the extra right hand, and she came with this left leg of Juggernaut. And there's full articulation. I mean, that's just the ankle alone. Like, look how perfect that is. And then bends up here, and it's a solid, like, listen. When you can hear that, you know that it's absolutely solid. And you can see by the divot inside that it will be able to rotate in and out, as well as front and back and side to side. So, you know, you can have him doing a cool side kick, giant size Chuck Norris style. But anyway, there we go. Look at that. Stands on its own just like that. That's just gorgeous. We're going to move on to Kitty Pryde. Let me just really quick show you that. Comes with the right arm. Look at that articulation on this. Just, oh man. Like, when I finally get Juggernaut, it's going to just be nothing but sexy. Look at that. And this part moves also, which is very cool, but it'll stay. Move up here. A little movement at the elbow. Moves to the side. And the fist. Now, this actually comes out, which surprised me. Well, it's not going to come out now, and I'm okay with that. I actually don't want it to come out. But this wrist part here, this band around his wrist, forearm, is actually loose and can come out if you take out the fist. Now, it's stuck in a fist form. I'm okay with that. And he moves all over the place. So he's got full wrist articulation also. And let me move on to the character itself. Now, you'll notice that she's leaning up against Havoc over there. Yeah, maybe it's just mine, but I'm telling you, I'm looking at just look at the face on her. I'm not disappointed with the face. Again, the hair and the ponytail, the little ribbon, I mean, this is gorgeous. Look at that. That's just amazing, the detail that they put into her. Look at the shoulder guards. Look at that. Just fantastic. Oh, and her belt, nice and loose, so you can do the little side thing if you want, just like Rogue. I love that her hand does that. Now, these hands don't come off. Maybe they do. I'm not going to mess with it. You know, almost feels like they do. But you know what? Like I said, I'm not going to play with it because just in case it does, I don't want it to be or just in case it's not supposed to and it does. Yeah, I don't want there to be an issue. But she's got her little stop in the name of love kind of thing going on. Or she can kind of be like, psh, get away, pshaw. Or look at my ring, Star-Lord proposed. And then she's got her rocker sock'em robot punch in the mouth thing. Nothing really going on down here. She doesn't stand because her right leg looks fine to me. It looks perfectly fine. But look at her left leg. See how it kind of turns in like that? Right down at the ankle? I don't know if that's just mine, but I'm not happy with that. And it seems to make it so that if her right leg is forward, she'll be able to stand on her, whoa, or not, on her own. Yeah, I know that if I move her leg out, because here, it actually, maybe you can hear it, listen. No, you can't hear it, but there's actual, like, solid, yeah, that's actually, it's pretty solid, the pivot points inside. Very solid. So, yeah, I can move her out like that and she'll stand up if I mess with it, but that's a silly pose. I don't want to do that. I'm probably just going to leave it for now. But I actually want her left leg back because I want her kind of walking forward. If anybody knows her poses and whatnot, sometimes she'll do that thing where she'll step forward, her feet will be close together, and she'll walk through walls like this. And anybody who knows her powers, when she phases, if she phases through something electronic, including Iron Man's armor, then she can actually disrupt it as though it were an isolated EMP, electromagnetic pulse, which is a very, very cool power to have, just pointing out. But she doesn't really want to stand on her own. Now, this doesn't really bother me because secret to how I put my figures up, you know, a lot of people like to just keep them in the boxes. I'm not ever going to sell these things. You know, like, these are mine. These are my toys from here on in. So selling them is simply not an option. I'm going to have to lay her down. But anyway, what I usually do is the ones who fly, I have fishing line, having them suspended. And the ones who are not flying, like her, she will not fly. Even though technically with a power stunt, she can walk on air as though they were stairs. But what I'm going to do with her is just have her up, and I'll have a nail going through the wall that will stick to someplace back here, maybe underneath this little crevice, and keep her standing that way. And if I need to, I'll put a piece of glue on the back, a strong dab of glue, or maybe a piece of double-sided tape, whatever, to make sure she sticks to it. But that's what I'll usually do. So I showed you the arm. Now, she also comes with Onslaught's helmet. It looks like Magneto's helmet, right? Technically, if you know anything about Onslaught, the reason why the characters were sold to Image Comics, as at least not sold, but the drawing was taken care of by Image Comics and whatnot. Onslaught is when Magneto. Here's a quick lesson. Jeez, it's going to extend the video, but whatever. If you remember way back when Magneto, not in the Ultimate Comics, in the regular Earth 616 line of comics, Magneto ripped the adamantium out of Wolverine's skeleton. That's what caused Professor X to say, screw this, and he just shut down Magneto's brain and just put him in a catatonic state. When that happened, a part of Professor X, his consciousness basically stayed within Magneto, and what arose from that several years later was Onslaught, which is a combination of Professor X and Magneto. That actually didn't take too long, but it was powerful enough to take out the Hulk one-on-one. That's interesting, but it comes with this helmet. So the interesting part is the series that came out before this, and I'm just literally remembering this, I was actually wondering why it came with Magneto's helmet until I pulled it out and I saw the eyes like that, and I realized this is supposed to be Onslaught. The series, or at least one of the series that came before this, was Build-A-Figure, the Iron Skull. The Iron Skull came around the Axis storyline, where right before the Iron Skull was, what's that word that they used? Inverted? Yeah, before he was inverted to the White Skull and became a good guy, he became Onslaught. The Red Skull, the Onslaught Skull. Anyway, I think it was the Iron Skull, but whatever his name was in that, I'll probably put it in the comments when I look it up really quick, or I'll remember it on the way, is that he'd taken Professor X's brain from his corpse and surgically implanted it on his own, because comics, and he became Onslaught Red Skull. So, yeah. So they had the Onslaught version of, or the Red Skull version of Onslaught in the last series that had the Capwolf and Mockingbird and the Human Top, Whirlwind. That's his. He was originally called the Human Top back in the Hank Pym days. But anyway, so it was just that, and it didn't come with the Onslaught helmet. And now Kitty Pryde in this following series comes with the Onslaught helmet. So how totally cool is that? Now it actually makes me want to go back and get the other series. I don't think I actually got any of the characters from that series. No, the only one that I actually wanted was Capwolf, but I already have a Captain America. And the Whirlwind, simply because of my love for Henry Pym, the Ant-Man, aka Giant Man. Now it comes with Lockheed. I mean, how spectacular is this? Unfortunately, it's as it is. It's as is. The wings don't like open and stay. I'm sure that I wouldn't even want to hot glue gun this. I would want to just maybe take a match, you know, and bend the wings back. But I'm actually just going to keep it the way it is because I don't want to mess with anything. And the way that the tail is, check this out. You could totally wrap it around her wrist and have Lockheed stay there. Or you can wrap it around her neck and it would sit on her shoulder. Let's actually do that because that might actually be how I decide to keep them. Because, I mean, their relationship is just classic. Can I do this without ripping her head off? Because her head actually does pop off, and you could put the Onslaught head on her. I don't remember that happening in the comics, but cool little tidbit nonetheless. So I can put him here. I could put a little bit of double-sided tape on the back if I need to. If you've ever seen my a close-up of my Groot, I have a smaller rocket from a different series that I put on his shoulder because the rocket from the same series is simply way too big for him. But there you go. I mean, yeah, I'll probably keep something like that. Yeah, I'm going to do a derivative of this because this is just too beautiful. And I will have her standing even though she won't stand on her own. All right, so since I messed up and opened these ahead of time, my Rogue, oh, touch. I'm going to now open up one of these. So, quick vote, guys. What do you want me to open first? You don't actually get a vote. I'm going to open Phoenix last because I am so happy that they've got a Phoenix. Like, oh, even though Havoc, if I was only going to get one, I would get Havoc just because, just wow. As I'm opening this, you know, it's funny. I was in Walmart a couple of months ago, and I saw one of the series that had War Machine and characters like that, and I saw that one of them actually accidentally came with Cyclops. Now that was impressive to me. It was accidentally came with Cyclops, and it did come with Juggernaut part. So I thought, wow, I should get this, but what's the point? The proper one's going to come out. It's probably going to be missing gear and things like that, so whatever. And now, look, it turns out Cyclops, I can just open up, I can show you the back of this one. Cyclops is not even in this series. So I totally should have gotten him. I feel like such a dweeb now that I didn't just take that Cyclops when I could have. Okay, so here's the right arm now. Excuse me, the left arm. Right arm and left arm. Iceman comes with the left arm of Juggernaut. It's got the exact same articulation, all the same parts. Does this move? Oh, hey. Oh, it does. It does. I want to put it back and act like it doesn't. But anyway, okay, this one doesn't want to come off, which is good. You can kind of see that this one comes off a little bit. Anyway, so both of his hands are balled up into fists. I'm okay with that. He's got his little Cyterac brass knuckles right there. This thing is going to be huge and just awesome. So let me pop this guy out. All right. So put these to the side. So this is, he only comes with himself and with that left arm of Juggernaut. Now, I love that he's transparent. I love that he's got the little ice crystals on it. Look at this. It's all over the place. It's just got ice crystals all over. And look, some of these actually move. I mean, look at that. This guy will actually come off, won't it? On the back, it does. It actually does come off. I don't know why you would want to take that off. But anyway, even on his fist, look at it. Even on his thumb, you can see that. Yep, look at that. Even on his thumb there, he's got a little ice crystal hanging off right in the back. So when he socks you, ask you if you want some ice with that margarita. Just his articulation, this is exactly what I would expect from these later dolls. Look at that. Can you see how close that is? Look at that. That is articulation. So he can literally, so like the flying guys can pull off something like that. He could be jumping down, right? He could be doing his ice. You know what? I might actually build him a nice slide. I could do that if I take glue and, yeah, I think I got a little construction project now. If you remember from Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, Iceman actually slides like this. And it's in the comic books too. I'm just pointing out, I imagine that's where a lot of people had first seen Iceman. It's actually where I'd first seen Iceman. And look at that. So it actually looks like he's spraying his ice. So I can get some glue, a bunch of glue with a hot glue gun, put it around some thin wires or something like that, pipe cleaners, and make it look like an ice slide, and I can even get a few so it'll look like he's spraying the ice to make the slide. You know what? Wow. Okay, now I got to do that, because if I don't, you guys are going to hold me to it and call me a cat or something. Anyway, look at that. Just look at that. That's just awesome. I'm not even upset that he doesn't come with like an ice ball, you know, a snowball or something that he could throw. Not even upset by that. Although now that I think about it, especially when I see Havoc and he comes with his plasma. Now, if you know anything about plasma, so clearly we're talking about the X-Men series, the Mutant series. Havoc is the brother of Cyclops. Cyclops has those concussive beams that come from his eyes, and yes, they are concussive. They're not heat. They're not lasers. You can't heat up something with it. Here's the what would this be, by the ankle? It looks like this would be the right leg of Juggernaut. Cool. Cool. So I got both legs and both arms now. He's going to come with his little plasma blast, because what Cyclops automatically shoots beams of concussive force from his eyes. His ruby quartz lenses from his glasses or his optic visor are the only things that actually prevent the beams from flying all over the place, because his parents kicked him out of a moving vehicle, spaceship, plane, whatever, him and his brother, and they only had one parachute, and the parachute didn't deploy. So in order to save their lives, Cyclops fired his optic beam straight down, even though he'd never done it before. This happened to be under great stress when his mutant powers manifested, and was able to slow down his descent. So his brother was perfectly okay, but he wound up getting some brain damage, and now his optic blasts are always on. They don't turn off. And here we have Alex, that's Scott Summers, and here we have Alex Summers, and his power, it's actually cool that he's got the little beam there. His power is that he's always absorbing cosmic radiation, and he's able to channel it into blasts of plasma energy. So that is heat. It can be made into heat. I imagine with power stunts and knowing what I know about plasma that he should be able to make shields and things like that too, but I've never actually seen him be able to, I've never seen him actually do that. I'm not happy with his representation on the X-Men movies. He was in X-Men First Class, but this is cute, but I remember when it used to actually come out, his helmet piece, it's not supposed to be attached to his costume, it's actually supposed to come out a little bit on all three sides. Havoc Wolverine Meltdown was a 4-part graphic novel, and yes, they were graphic novels that were that actually first introduced me to just how cool Havoc can be. But anyway, this is Havoc. I don't like that his hands don't open. I mean, at least if one of his hands were open, but I guess he doesn't have that same thing like Iceman has, where you saw with Iceman, his arms, his shoulders actually move in and out like that. And you can see that Havoc, that doesn't happen. And that's not cool, because of all the people, he'd be the one who I would want to have, specifically since his hands don't go into, since they are stuck in fists, he doesn't open up into hands. Okay, this, I'm actually not happy with this. This was the one I was most excited to open. And I kind of just want to put it back. I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to get rid of it. None of the rings move, which is okay, but I don't know. I'm actually kind of disappointed here. Anyway, it will look a lot better with these things on. I guess this has to be around his wrist. You know, you'd figure that this would be made to actually fit, and that doesn't seem to want to be the case. Okay, you know, that's actually cheesy. It's got to go way up here to stay. You can see it's supposed to snap around his wrist, but it's very malleable. Okay, good to know. So I'll have to glue this to make it look any good. The Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange come with things like this. I don't have the Scarlet Witch, I do have Doctor Strange. And Doctor Strange's are actually bit cooler than this. They stay on a lot better. Maybe I just have a rejected one. Maybe I bought a lemon. Either way, whatever. You know what? I can fit this on with glue. I don't plan on moving him. So head down, body arced forward a little bit. It doesn't look great, but basically he'd be firing a high intensity blast of plasma. I would rather that his hands could open like this, like if he had alternate hands like this. This way I'd actually put his hands down like this. So, you know, let me show you with Kitty Pryde. I'd actually put his hands down like this, both of them, the exact same way, so that he could fire the plasma that way, because that's actually a stance that he'll do. He'll lean back like that, just looks, wow, straddling with her, but with him, he would just, you know, boom, and then boom, send out gigantic waves, like area of effect, waves of plasma that would just take out everybody in front of him. This, he's just going to have to kind of stand, to get the decent stance, he's probably just going to have to stand like this. Nice, plain Jane and boring. Very disappointing. Not very, but disappointing enough. When I was at Fan Expo Canada, I saw this character. This was the only character. Actually, I saw him and Iceman at the expo, and I didn't see anybody else. And I really thought I should just grab him. I'm glad I didn't, because he was full price. But I'm actually glad I didn't pay full price for him. Any of these other ones I would have paid full price for, I'd be okay with it. But not him. That's just a real shame. Now, I wouldn't expect Jean Grey, aka Phoenix, to come with anything else, but I may try and make something for her, like in the background. Put those away. I may try and make something Phoenix-ish for her. Now, I've got to comment on how gorgeous this character looks. Oh my god. This is actually my wife's favorite character too. She likes the red costume better, and I explained that's Dark Phoenix. And I'm not really wanting for an evil Phoenix, but you know, I complimented Rogue's hair before. Rogue's got a lot more going on. You can see, you know, the band and the different colors and all that stuff. But just the comparison. Just look at that. That's just, wow. No, yeah, I gotta say I like Rogue's better because the coloring in there and everything, the detail is so fine. But, yeah, that long hair and just, wow. The sash, you could already see, moves on its own, and that's the best sash. That's, wow, that's amazing. This character is just, it's shiny. Oh, the hands are actually, the hands are both actually in the exact same fashion. So let's see now. Can I move her? Always limited by articulation, right? Okay, there we go. So that's pretty much, I'm of course going to make her fly. So I guess this foot down and this leg up a little bit. Hey, get down there, sash. Ah, okay, I guess not because the sash. So I'll probably make it like this then. I love that there's the double joint for the knees. I'd actually be very disappointed if any of the characters came without that. Juggernaut is an exception. He does not come with that. Nor does he need to, I think. But whatever. We'll find out when I build him. And obviously that's not going to happen today because I don't have Wolverine and Cable. But, yeah, if I can just get the head to move. I might have to do it that way. No. I could do that if I bend the head like this, if I tilt it to the side. Now she's got that kind of overlord, you just messed with the wrong woman kind of look. There we go. I'm going to have her flying like that. And I will probably lift this arm up a little higher. Hard to do through the camera. But I will have something nice there. And I would like to have a red and orange light shining on her also. That is a gorgeous, exquisite character right there. And I do not have the head for Juggernaut, and I would also need the torso for Juggernaut. Yeah, so that means that the legs clearly cannot go on. That would just look funny. It'd be like having Devastator without Long Haul. But these two will go on. And just look at the girth on this thing. This thing is actually, I think this thing actually might be a little bit bigger than my Hulk. I'm not sure. Let's compare with Iceman. Look at that. Just look at that. Oh, that's just sick. The size difference there. Just imagine going up against him. Man. So let me see if I can have him stand with just my... Okay, I'm going to have him lean a little bit. But with the... Oh my God. With the torso, it's going to be one of the... And of course the head. Yeah, that's going to be a huge character. Oh my God, this is just going to be gigantic. Hey, that's actually some pretty good articulation there. Look what he's able to do. He can block and get ready to just throw one of his haymakers afterwards. That's really cool. He's actually a little more movable, malleable than I would have expected. I'm actually surprised that the neck is able to do all that. I just figured Juggernaut would be able to look left and right. I guess he's going to be able to look up and down too. Very cool. Looking down could actually be very cool. Oh, look at that. That is so well covered that, unless I do that, and you see the little pinholes there on both sides, I didn't even see that it would do that. Look at that. Just gigantic. Man. Look at that. Okay. So, I got the legs, I got the arms, I got the upper body. All I'm missing is the butt and the head. Butt, head, Beavis. So, yeah, I'm going to have to order, I know I'm going to have to order Cable and Wolverine, but maybe I'll get lucky and I'll be able to take a trip to Walmart tomorrow's Saturday for me, and maybe I'll be able to find Cable at least. If I find Cable, then I've got the torso, and I can go without the head for a little while. Heck, I'll even be silly and I'll use... I wonder... Oh, come on. Have you ever seen Puppet Master? Oh my God, it doesn't actually... I don't think it's going to stay. No, it stays. I don't know if you've ever seen Puppet Master before. Pinhead. That... Oh man, that's just great. Boom. Juggernaut. It sounds like a nice coleslaw. Come with an open-faced Reuben. Oh God, I miss Jersey. I gotta go back home soon. Back to all the delis and the diners. Okay, anyway, so this is Bill. Professor Bill, to you students. Don't be disrespectful. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed my very first unboxing. And since I'm a fiend with these figures, it shall not be the last. Unless my wife comes home and notices that I bought all these things and kills me. Fortunately, she doesn't watch my videos. So, Wolverine and Cable. Probably gonna have to order Wolverine, but we'll see what happens. Maybe I can at least get Cable retail. And maybe I'll even be able to get the elusive Deadpool. And I'm gonna... really unprofessional here, right? But I'm gonna show you. Check me out. I'm actually wearing my Deadpool shirt, and I didn't know I was going to find these things at Toys R Us. I actually can't see myself right now, so I'm just going to turn back around. And anyway, yeah, guys. So there we go. My unboxing. First and hopefully not last. All right, guys. Class dismissed.